Yes. So today we are going to learn about the ITES listeners. Okay. So the word file is visible to you, both of you, right?
Yes.
Yes. So about the ITES listeners. So we have learned about the screenshot method. Okay. So suppose there is a requirement, just like we have to take the screenshot of a failed test case. That means once our test case get failed, at that instance, the screenshot should be captured. So we can analyze that on which screen our test case get failed, and it is easy to analyze the actual bug by referring to the screenshot. Okay, so itest listener is basically used for on failed we are using, okay, for taking a screenshot. That means the screenshot code, okay, for taking a screenshot code we will be writing into the on test failure method. Okay, and it will get directly called. So itest listeners are having different methods, just like on test start, on test success, on test failure. Means once the test case gets start or a method gets start, we can just execute this code and we can get the output accordingly. Okay, and once the test case get successful, sometimes client require there will be the client's requirement, just like on test success also. That means once test case gets passed, we have to also take the screenshot. So we can write the screenshot method also inside the on test success. Okay, then on test failure, it is compulsory, or we are referring in the framework, just like on test failure we have to take the screenshot. Okay, on test escape, suppose sometimes they require, so we can take it here also. Then on test failed but within success percentage, means complete test case is not get failed, but there is some part, we can say some part is passed, and in a percentage it is rarely used, or we are not using basically. Okay, so because there is a confusion in between how we can just find out the percentage. Okay, then on start and the on finish, once it is start and on finish. Okay, so these are different methods which are included in the itest listener. So we have to write the different methods or code inside the different method, and we have to execute it. So we will directly go to the code and we will do it. Okay, so I'm just creating here one class. So new class, and we will name it as listeners. Okay, listener is the class we have created. Okay, let me check the spelling. Listeners, yes. So this is the class we have created. Now what we have to do, we have to just you can say, yes, we have directly just changed the name here, because but we have to change it from here. Okay, so therefore we are getting here the error as name, rename the file as a listeners.java. Okay, now we have to implement. Okay, we are going to implement mains. Yes. So a listener is a class we have created, and we have to implement it from the itest listener. Okay. So itest listener is an interface. Itest listeners. Okay. Just a minute. There is space. Yes. Itest listener is an interface. Okay. And inside the interface, these are the different methods are inbuilt. Okay. On test start, on test success, on test failure. Okay. By using a listener. So we are implementing the itest. Yes, we are implementing the itest listener. So now we will import the itest listener from the org.testng. Yes. So sometimes we are getting the error after importing the itest listener on the listeners. Okay, but here we are not getting. So we can implement the different methods. Okay, so suppose I'm implementing the first method. So what is the first method here? It is a on test start. Suppose I just copying it. Okay. So public void on test start. Okay, this is the method which you are importing, and before that we have to use one annotation, which is override. Okay, override is the annotation we have to use. Now, yes, after overriding we have to add the itest result basically. So it is the I-test result. We have to add I-test result. Okay, I-test result, and the variable is result, and we have to import the I-test result. Yes, so this is the basically the declaration of the method. Okay, because I-test listener is having the different methods: on test start, on test failure, and all. So suppose I'm just passing here one message. Okay, you can say test execution started. Okay, and here also we can get the name of a method, means we are executing this method before and after as per our requirement, before and after test, or just like it is on test start, means once the test case gets started. Okay, so this code should get executed. Okay, and in that execution of the code, we can provide the name of the method before which method it is executing. Okay, so there is a reference variable, or a variable here we consider it as a result. So we can put result dot get name. Okay, get name is the method. So by using this method, we can get name of the method. Just like suppose I'm opening the day one. So inside the day one, there is a module one test, module two test. Okay, these are the different methods. And before starting of this test, we have to execute the code from this listener. Okay, so this is the code should execute once the test case get started. Okay, and during execution, we have to print the name of this test case also. That means here a module one underscore test. This name should also display before which method the test case or the code from the listener is executed. So for that, we can get the name also. So result dot get name, by using this method we can get. Yes, yes, Himangi. Hello, Himangi. Think, sir. Okay, so by using this result dot get name, we can get the name of a particular method before which method this test case is going to execute. Okay, so there are different methods. Okay, so I'm just copying this. So the second method is on test success. Okay, so I'm just copying and pasting it here on test success. Okay, and we'll print here test case, test execution successful. Okay, this is the message we are printing, and we can also get the name of that particular method. And the mainly we are using it is a on test failure. Okay, so we are not going to learn all this. Okay, there is no requirement basically. Mainly we are using the on test failure. Okay, so but we can use as per our requirement, as per the client's requirement we can use. So it is on test failure. So nomenclature is correct. Okay, if you are fail to write this method name, because it is inbuilt methods. These are the same methods which is being implemented by using the itest listener. So this method name should be the correct. Okay, so on test failure, how we are using it. Okay, so we can say here it's failed. Okay, so suppose these three methods we are just taking here for the understanding purpose. Okay, now we have implemented the listener, but our code, or the we can say the method or the classes don't know about this listener. Okay, so for getting known about the listener, we have to just make some changes inside the testng.xml file. Okay, so means we have to add the listener's name, okay, inside the testng.xml. So I'm just taking it. Okay, so I'm just copying testng4, and I'm just pasting it in the same project. Okay, testng6. So you'll open the testng6 xml file. Now here inside the suit, we have to add the listeners. Okay, so I'm just adding the listeners name. So it is the listeners. Okay, yes, and always remember that the all the names, we just like for the suit, for the listener, for the test, for the classes. Okay, all starts with a small lowercase. Okay, Suppose we are writing here with the uppercase, we will be having an error. Okay, so it should be start with the lowercase. Okay, and inside the listeners, we have to pass the listener name. So I'm just passing listener. Okay, listener. And so we are passing the class name. Let's firstly we have to provide the package name. Okay, so this is the package. This is the package in which we have written the listener. Okay, so we will first write the package name. It is com.testng. Okay, and inside this we have to write the name of the listener. So it is a listeners dot. Okay, and we have to close it. So here we have now provided the name of the listener. Okay, so now when we are executing this test suite, so once the test case gets started, okay, because we have written it for the on test start. Okay, on test success once started, it should be executed this. Okay, before start we can say. Okay, on say, or we can say it is a before test, before method, which we are using the annotation. Just it will work like that, because before execution started it will execute this. Okay, from the listener, and once it is get successful it will execute this after every test case, or after every method, and here we will get the method name. Okay, currently we are not using on test failure. Okay, because our all test cases get passed. Intentionally we will fail one test case. Okay, and we will check it for the test failure also. Or let it be, we'll do it right now. So suppose there is a assert. Okay, assert dot assert. So don't worry about the asserts, we are going to learn. Okay, once we will start working on the framework design, once we learn the framework design, we will learn about the assertion. Okay, so currently I'm just using it, assert dot assert true, and here I have used the false. Okay, means intentionally I have just make it is false, means intentionally I have made it is failed. So this test case, that is x model to underscore test, it is failed. So once it is failed, okay, so from the listener this test case should get that this method should get executed on test failure, means we will get the test case failed and result dot get name, that method name should also get. So which method name we will get? We will get the method name as x module 2 underscore test. Okay, so now I'll try to execute this code. So it is run as testng suite. Java is not found in the project class path. Let me check the nomenclature, is it correct? Listener, listeners, many of the times we are just miss with the names. Yes, so here there is no need to provide the dot java. Okay, so here we are just providing the name, it is a listeners. So in the xml file, our xml file, we have provided the listeners.java. So we'll just remove it and we'll try to execute. Therefore it is not able to find the path. Okay, now we'll check. Still we are getting some error. Okay, let it, we will check it for that. So yes, before test folder it should execute at the test method test, but not been marked as at the optional. Yes, so it is correct. So this test case get failed. Okay, and are we getting the output? Yes, so test case failed. Okay, test case failed, output we are getting, and we are getting the name also. So which test case get failed? X module 2 underscore test is get failed. But why this test case failed? We'll check it. Which module 1 underscore test but has not been marked at optional or defined. Yes, so we can see here we have provided the parameters, right? We have provided the parameters, and here also we are passing the parameters, but inside our xml file we have not passed any parameters. Okay, so same parameters we will pass first. So where we have used the parameters, in which xml, we'll just copy that parameters. Yes, here we have provided the parameters, so we'll just copy the parameters and paste it in our xml. Okay, Yes. So now we'll execute it. Now this error should be removed. Okay. So run as TestNg suite. Yes. Now our error goes. Okay. So just a minute. Let me connect the charger. So basically error should come. So it will easy to analyze what we are going with wrong. Okay. So we can analyze here just like before test case started. Okay, test execution started, we are getting the this message, okay, before start of the test case, and we are getting the name of the test case also. Okay, then test case failed, so the second test case get failed. Okay, and we are getting the output as x model 2 test is get failed. Okay, then test execution started for all others. So likewise we are getting the output from the listeners. So mainly when we are writing when we are creating the our framework, so in that on test failure we are mainly writing a code for getting a screenshot. So once it is failed, so it will take a screenshot and save in a particular location where we are using. Okay, so this is about the listener. Understood?